Yeah.
Thank you. I welcome all of you to my webinar. I am Razmy, and I am a planning engineer working for almost 10 years in the industry now. So today, the webinar that will cover the use of Primavera P6 in the project management environment. So I will share the presentation screen with you all, so you can follow with me during this webinar. So I think now you can see the presentation screen. So the topic that we are going to cover is the project management using Oracle Primavera, and I already explained myself, and this is sponsored by the Montreal Institute. So we will go into the subject. In the introduction, there are a lot of project management software tools to choose from, and there are a few that truly seem to dominate the space, like Oracle's Primavera P6. So many of you have overcome a lot of project management software tools, but few softwares that truly seem to dominate the industry, like Oracle Primavera P6. How can you find the project management solution that fits your organization, project, and the way your team works? The first thing to do is understand what these tools are and the feature set they offer. So how can you find the project management solution that fits your organization? That depends on your teamwork. So it depends on your project, it depends on your teamwork. And the first thing to do is understand what these tools are and the feature set they offer. So from this, you can choose your project management software to your organization. Primavera P6 is the product of the multinational computer technology corporation Oracle. So for such a well-known brand, it's a product that doesn't have great name recognition, even among those in the industry. So you know that Primavera P6 is developed by Oracle Corporation, and it's a well-known brand, but the product of Primavera P6 doesn't have a great recognition because in the industries it is used less. In Sri Lanka, I think it is not used in the project construction. They are using the MS project frequently. So this brand is not recognized in many parts of the world, but this software is very useful in project management and for the project. It's time to change that. Let's take a closer look at Primavera P6 to see what it can do and if it's the right choice for your project management needs. So it's time to change that. Let's take a closer look at Primavera P6. First, going forward, we will discuss about what are the project management softwares that commonly used in project management. The Mr. Task is a project management software that is used commonly. Basecamp is used commonly. Nifty, Teamwork Projects, Proof Hub, Zoho Projects, Trello, Jira, Asana, Monday.com, Wrike, Adapt Workfront, HubStuff, Liquid Planner, ClickUp, TeamGun, Backlog, Celapsys, Pluto, Manager.com. So these are the widely used project management softwares in the industry that you have maybe come across one or two softwares in your projects or in your organization. So what is Oracle Corporation? So first we need to understand what is Oracle and what is the corporation itself. So Oracle is an American multinational computer technology corporation headquartered in Austin, Texas. So it's a multinational computer technology corporation. Its headquarters is located in Austin, Texas. The company was formerly headquartered in Redwood Shores, California until December 2020 when it moved its headquarters to Texas. So before December 2020, they were operating from Redwood Shores, California, and after that they have moved to Texas. So now they are operating from Austin, Texas. The company sells database software and technology, cloud engineered systems, and enterprise software products, particularly its own brands of database management systems. So the company sells database software and technology, cloud engineered systems, and enterprise software products, particularly its own brands of database management system. In 2020, Oracle was the second largest software company in the world by revenue and market capitalization. So, it's a big corporation, second largest software company in the world by revenue and market capitalization in 2020. The company also develops and builds tools for database development and systems of middle-tier software, enterprise resource planning, that is called ERP softwares, human capital management softwares, that is called HCM softwares, customer relationship management softwares, that is called CRM software, and that is called AKA customer experience. So enterprise performance management software, that is called EPM, and supply chain management software, SCM softwares. So the company also develops many softwares like middle-tier softwares for ERP, human capital management, customer relation management, enterprise performance management, and supply chain management. So Primavera P6 will come under enterprise performance management, that is called EPM softwares. So what is Primavera P6? That is the next question the most of you will ask. What is Primavera P6? So the answer is the Oracle Primavera P6 is a project, program, and portfolio management tool that is used for planning, managing, and executing your project work. So Oracle Primavera P6 is a project, program, and portfolio management tool that is used for planning, managing, and executing your project work. Oracle Primavera P6 is designed to handle large and small projects in a number of diverse industries, such as construction, manufacturing, energy, and IT. So Oracle Primavera is not only for construction. It can handle the diverse industries like manufacturing, energy, and IT. So wherever there is a project, the Primavera P6 can be used. Whatever industry it can be, but Primavera P6 can be used if there is a project is starting or going to happen. So it's been doing so for more than 30 years in projects across the globe. So I am now using since 7 years Primavera P6. So before me, that is 30 years in projects across the globe, it has been used. So Primavera P6 can trace its origin to 1983 when it was first established under the name Primavera Systems. So the Primavera P6 started from 1983 with the name of Primavera Systems. In the next 15 years, it would rapidly gain in popularity. So after beginning from 1983, in next 15 years, that means 1998 period of time, it gained more popularity in the industry. By the late 90s, advancements in server technology drove the company to split Primavera systems into two versions of the software. The first is a desktop application, which is preferred by contractors, suppliers, and manufacturing companies. So the second type is the web-based enterprise option. So you know the internet was found in late 90s, and then this server technology drove the company to split Primavera systems into two versions of the software. The one is the desktop application. The second one is the web-based enterprise option. In 2008, Primavera system was bought by Oracle, who then developed the tool into the version that is used today. So, you know, the first Primavera systems started from 1983, and they split it in late 90s into two parts of the products. One is desktop application, the other one is the web-based application. And in 2008, Primavera system was bought out by Oracle, who then developed the tool into the version that is used today. So now what we are using is the product of Oracle. Now there is no Primavera systems. The modern incarnation sells itself as a tool to increase your efficiency when planning, which reduces the risk of schedule overruns. So the modern incarnation sells itself as a tool to increase your efficiency when planning, which reduces the risk of schedule overruns. Means whatever the risk comes when you executing a project, then you can find out from Primavera P6 what is the risk is involved in the project, and you can do the mitigation while executing your project. One way it purports to do this is by providing visibility into the work. So potential bottlenecks can be identified and resolved before they cause delays. So one way it purports to do this is by providing visibility into the work. It means when you progress the works, then you will you can filter the critical path of your project. You can filter your longest path in the project. From these filtering options, you can see where your project is delayed. So from there, you can progress these activities or focus more on these activities to reduce your risk in delay of your project. So potential bottlenecks can be identified and resolved before they cause delays in your project. It claims to work on projects of all sizes. So most of you will think that this is used for the mega projects. No, it's not only for mega projects. It can be used for small single story house project also. You can use Primavera P6 in an effective way. So who uses Primavera P6? So that is the next question. Who uses the Primavera P6? P6 is used by project managers who are in charge of delivering a project, program, or portfolio of projects. So you can see mostly the project managers will use P6 who are in charge of delivering a project, program, or portfolio of a projects. It's not only used by project managers though. So don't think that this is only used by project managers. It can be used by any project professional can benefit from P6. So anyone is involved in a project, they can benefit from P6, such as engineers, schedulers, and others who are instrumental in planning, management, and reporting on the project. Any project professional can benefit from P6, such as engineers, schedulers, and others who are instrumental in planning, management, and reporting on the project. So these people can use Primavera P6 to monitor their progress in their projects. Whoever use the software, it is usually recommended that they take a training course. So without a training course, it is not recommended to use Primavera P6 because it's a vast area to cover, but with your self-learning, it's not possible to use the software. It should be taught by a well-known trainer or a training course you should take before using this software. The tool is built to help manage complex projects, and therefore using it can be complicated as well. So the tool is built to help manage complex projects. So you can imagine that how complexity is inside the Primavera P6 because it's built mainly to manage the complex projects, and therefore using it can be complicated as well. So now we will move on to features of Primavera P6. What are the features that Primavera P6 has inside its own? So let's zoom in closer on Primavera P6. First, it's a tool that works on an enterprise structure. So first you need to understand that it works on an enterprise structure. There should be an organization. So inside the organization, it can be a useful tool for the management. So that means it goes from the highest level of management on down the line of project members. So from the, if you take a construction company, it can go from the managing director up to the supervisor level of the project members. So it is very useful tool in project industries. In terms of the key features, they are as follows. So we will now discuss about the key features that Primavera P6 has. Timelines. A traditional Gantt chart to schedule tasks on a bar graph. So all of you have know about these Gantt charts with bars. The bars will represent the duration or how many days it will be finished, and after each activity how it is linked with each activity is displayed on the Gantt chart in Primavera P6. One side it will have columns activities, the other side you will have the Gantt chart, so it is easy for anyone to monitor the progress or to implement the planned activities. Risk management. Identify, track, and resolve risks before they become issues. So you can analyze the risk management from Primavera P6. You can give constraints to your activities, and from that constraints, you can identify, track, and resolve risks before they become issues. So you can mitigate your issues without making a big delay in your project. Information dashboard. A dashboard to track key project metrics. So in the dashboard, you can filter the delayed critical activities, and from there you can focus on those activities to minimize the delay or track on those activities to mitigate the project metrics. So reporting and analytics, ability to generate status reports for stakeholders. So stakeholders will ask you about the progress of the project, and they will ask whether we are ahead of the plan or behind the plan, or we have over budget, or in we are within the budget. So from Primavera P6 reporting and analytics, you are able to generate those kind of reports for the stakeholders. Resource analysis and allocation. Keep track, reallocate resources as needed. So that's the most important thing in the Primavera P6. You can allocate resources to your activities in the project. So you know when the resources are needed, and you can take steps to deploy those resources when the activities are going to start. So you can keep track and reallocate resources as needed. Calendar and activity views. View project tasks set over calendar view. So you can create project calendars, and from that project calendars you can create the timing of the site, you can create the break times, you can create the shifts of workers, day shifts, night shifts, and you can make holidays as per your current location. So that's most important thing, because in holidays you will not have any work in the site, so it will not give any misleading information to your stakeholders or for your clients. Portfolio and program management. Able to manage multiple projects in a program or portfolio at once. So you can see that uh, like most other project management softwares, it can only handle one project at a time. But Primavera P6 will handle more than one project at one time. So it can be able to manage multiple projects in a program or portfolio at once. Contract management. Manage multiple projects, get info from database fast. So from the contractual side also, it is very helpful for the commercial managers or quantity surveyors to manage multiple projects, get info from database very quickly, and they can have their contractual terms, and they can follow those very quickly from Primavera P6. Scheduling alerts. Keep the project on track by always knowing what's due when. So when you are scheduling Primavera P6, you can filter or forecast 2 weeks look ahead. So you can filter the 2 weeks look ahead program, and you can give it to your construction team or your project team to focus on those activities to minimize the delay in the project. Or you can take 1 month look ahead and give it to your project manager to focus on allocating resources and focus on those activities to keep your project on time. So these are the scheduling alerts that keeps the project on track by always knowing what's due when. So now we will discuss about Primavera P6 plans and pricing. So there are 3 types of plans we have in Primavera P6, and we will now discuss about the pricings of that products. The P6 Professional Project Management, that is called PPM, from Primavera will cost around $2,570 for an annual subscription. So this is the software that we will study as a professional project management software, that is PPM. And it will cost $2,570 for an annual subscription. That price includes $2020 plus an annual maintenance fee of $550 for upgrades, fixes, patches, etc. So this includes the software plus the maintenance charge. The renewal of the maintenance cost is not required, but it is suggested. So you can buy only the product for $2,020, or you don't need to go for the maintenance charges, but it is not suggested to avoid those upgrades, fixes, and patches. The second product they have is there is also the enterprise option. Primavera P6 Enterprise Professional Project Management, that is called EPPM. This version of Primavera P6 is accessed via the web rather than being a desktop software application like the P6 PPPM option. So this version can be accessed from the web rather than being a desktop software application like P6 PPM option. This option will run you around $2,750 for a perpetual license, which includes an annual maintenance fees of $605. So it is more costlier than the project PPM product. EPPM is little costlier than the P6 PPM product. And last, there is the Oracle Primavera Cloud, which is a much cheaper and much less feature rich offering at $125 a month. So you know there is a cloud option in Primavera software which is much cheaper and much less feature at $125 a month. So it is not recommended to go for a cloud-based Primavera because you will not have that much features. It also has the added benefits of faster delivery and fosters collaboration to improve efficiency and quality. It also has added benefits of faster delivery and fosters collaboration to improve efficiency and quality. The cloud-based tool will also connect teams over any device and update activities and tasks instantly. So cloud-based tool will connect all the team members over any devices, and you can update the activities instantly. So you don't need to do it by one. So in a real time, you can update from any device from your team members. So what are the pros and cons of Primavera P6? What are the advantages and disadvantages of Primavera P6? There are some things that Primavera P6 does well, along with some features that have some drawbacks. So, you know, if you take any softwares, there will be advantages and there will be some disadvantages. So Primavera P6 also not exceptional from these case. So if you are still on the fence, here is a look at its pros and cons. Now we will discuss about the pros of using Primavera P6, the advantages of Primavera P6. It's flexible when it comes to organizing lots of activities with one platform that allows users to prioritize, execute, and monitor their work. So it is flexible when it comes to organizing lots of activities. It means you can create a project with 10,000, 20,000 activities with one platform that allows users to prioritize, execute, and monitor their work. So it is very flexible. A multi-user system lets teams work at the same time on the same project across the organization. So multi-user system is there to let your team work at the same time on the same project across the organization. So you can finish your work very quickly at the same time. Real-time reporting provides meaningful data delivered fast, either on demand or scheduled. So real-time reporting provides meaningful data delivered fast, either on demand or scheduled. The dashboard allows user to manage a single project or even a portfolio with great flexibility. So the dashboard that Primavera P6 has will allow users to manage a single project or even a portfolio with great flexibility. Primavera P6 integrates with Oracle and other third-party products. So Primavera P6 can be integrated with Oracle and other third-party products. You can import Primavera P6 projects in XML format, HTML format, and Oracle. They have many software. So for those softwares also, you can import the projects to those products or multi third-party products. So it is very flexible regarding using the other third-party products. P6 can be used on multiple devices such as tablets and mobile devices for access anywhere and at any time. So P6 is used on multiple devices. So don't think that is used only on desktop or laptops. It can be used on tablets and mobile devices for access anywhere and at any time. So that is a big advantage of having Primavera P6 cloud-based product. P6 works on Windows as a desktop or web app with the enterprise option. So Primavera P6 works on Windows as a desktop or web app with the enterprise option. So now we will discuss about the cons of using Primavera P6, that is the disadvantages of using Primavera P6. It's very expensive. As I told you earlier, there are 3 products, all are about $2,500, and you are going to spend close to 3 grand, that is 3,000 a year for something you can get elsewhere for less financial investment. So it's very expensive and you are going to spend close to 3 grand a year for something you can get elsewhere for less financial investment. But if you are having a big organization, this $3,000 is nothing. But if you are an individual or a small company, yes, it's a big amount. The complicated interface of Oracle's Primavera P6 also looks outdated and not up to the design and ease of use of its competition. So there is also a drawback on its interface. It look like outdated, but it doesn't mean it doesn't have the options. It has all the options to monitor the project and to analyze the project. So only problem is the interface looks like it is outdated and it is not with competition with the other products that is competing the Primavera P6 products. There are steep learning curve. Unlike other tools, it can take up to 40 hours to get comfortable on the device, and that's with the use of specialized trainers. So this one also I told you in the introduction that if you are going to use Primavera P6, unlike other tools, it can take up to 40 hours to get comfortable on the device, and that's with the use of specialized trainers. So without training, it's difficult to use Primavera P6. So that's why we recommend that you should have a 40-hour training to be comfortable with Primavera P6. Primavera P6 is for Windows only, which puts Mac users out in the cold, making the tool immediately limited and denying whole industries that run on Apple products. So you can see Primavera P6 is supported only for Microsoft Windows and it's not supported on Mac users. So whoever or which organizations use Apple products, it comes immediately as a limited and denying product. So P6 is a cumbersome for smaller and simpler projects, seemingly interested only in the larger project sector. So with these expenses and everything, P6 is not affordable for the smaller and simpler projects. So it's targeting only the mega projects, but it doesn't mean it cannot support the smaller projects. It can be used for smaller projects as well. The customer service could be better. At least there is a lot of chatter online from customers who feel the support needs to improve. So there is a customer service issue also from Oracle. So they need to improve the service as well. Primavera P6 lacks a portfolio roadmap, which is a problem for managing portfolios, even though the product does have some features directly targeting this market. So Primavera P6 lacks a portfolio roadmap, which is a problem for managing portfolios, even though the product does have some features directly targeting this market. So now we will discuss about Primavera P6 PPM. So we discussed earlier there are two products. One is PPM and EPPM because to be familiarized with the products, it's better to choose which one is useful for you. So Primavera P6 Professional is a standalone project scheduling tool that is installed on individual users' computers. So what we are using in the industry, commonly in Qatar, that is standalone project scheduling tool that is installed on individual users' computers. And what we are going to learn from Montreal Institute also is standalone project scheduling tool. So it can be used as a standalone tool or used to access a locally installed database. So it can be used as a standalone tool or used to access a locally installed database. To confuse the methods, it can also access P6 EPPM's central database and be used as a client in a multi-user system when data needs to be shared with others. So PPM also can be accessed EPPM central database and be used as a client in a multi-user system when data needs to be shared with others. So from PPM, EPPM also can be accessible. Primavera P6 Professional is favored by power users working on capital projects. So Primavera P6 Professional is favored by power users working on capital projects. Typical industries include engineering, construction, aerospace, defense, utilities, oil and gas. Schedulers and project managers in these industries work with detailed schedule and need fast, accurate scheduling using critical path method. So the typical industries that use PPM is engineering industry, construction industry, aerospace industry, defense, utilities, oil and gas industries use these PPM products. The schedulers from these industries and project managers from these industries work with detailed schedules and need fast, accurate scheduling using critical path method. So to get the results fast, they use this PPM product. These are vital elements for these time-sensitive environments where fast-paced project planning and executions are must. So these are vital elements for these time-sensitive environments where fast-paced project planning and executions are must. For this, PPM is a best product to use. So now we will discuss about Primavera P6 EPPM. So what is the difference with PPM is Primavera P6 EPPM is a true enterprise tool. It is 100% web-based. So it runs in a browser and connects to a web server that serves up a visually rich interface. So it is 100% web-based, but PPM is 100% that is used on a desktop, but this EPPM is used on web. So it runs in a browser and connects to a web server that serves up a visually rich interface. The web server also connects to a main database where all of your project information is stored. So the web server also connects to a main database where all of your project information is stored. This database can be Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server, which most major organizations have standardized on already. So there are two databases used commonly. One is Oracle, the other one is the Microsoft SQL Server. So major organizations have standardized this one already. So therefore, it doesn't have to be individually installed on employees' computers. So because of this is web-based, the software don't need to be installed in individual employees' computers. Although it is a more complex installation, most IT departments would be able to achieve it, and there is plenty of external support from vendors. Although it is a more complex installation, maybe some of you will have difficulties to install Primavera P6 because of this complexity. You will need to have IT support to achieve it, and there is plenty of external support from vendors that you need. Because Primavera P6 EPPM is web-based, it can be accessed from any location that has internet access. So if wherever you have internet access, you can access the EPPM product from the web. So it is very easy. Wherever you are, you can update the project progress from wherever you are staying. So because of the central database, there is a greater scope for multiple projects or portfolios of projects from across the whole organization. Because of the central database, there is a greater scope for multiple projects or portfolios of projects from across the whole organization. And senior management does enjoy the portfolios and dashboards capabilities, providing valuable insights into performance across the organization. So these products are enjoyed by the senior management because of the portfolios and dashboard capabilities, providing valuable insights into the performance across the organization. As it is web-based, it relies on the speed of the internet or your local network. So if you are in a place that internet is not speed, then the PPPM web-based application will be slow for you. So you need to be in a very fast internet environment to access your EPPM web-based application. And if the internet goes down, no work can be done. So the important thing that you should have is the internet. Without internet, EPPM cannot be accessed or no work cannot be done. Slow access will affect performance with users having to wait for pages to load before they can work on them. So it will be like old ages that you need to wait for long time to update one performance in the program. So the internet speed should be very high to use EPPM. In summary, you can see why project and program professionals get confused about these two products. So now you are very clear about two products, that is PPM, one is EPPM. Without understanding the differences between them, it's quite easy for a company to select the wrong one or the wrong mix of both for their organization. So the best thing to understand what you need. So if you need only PPM, you need to go for PPM and it is only used in a single desktop. Or your organization is very large and you need to access the portfolio project in one time, so you need to select the EPPM software. Both products can be used for planning and reporting, scheduling, resources, and cost management. So these two have the same features, that it can be used for planning, reporting, scheduling, resources, and cost management. Primavera P6 PPM, that is called P6 Professional, has a huge following as the performance simply cannot be beat. Installing local software on your PC cuts out the lag of web-based products and screen refreshes. So the advantages of having PPM is the performance of P6 Professional cannot be beaten by EPPM web-based application, and installing local software on your PC cuts out the lag of web-based products and screen refreshes. This makes P6 Professional the tool of choice for serious scheduling professionals. That's why we use P6 Professional as the tool of choice for our scheduling purposes. Primavera P6 EPPM is web-based and easy to use. So if you have a high-speed internet and you can access the EPPM software from anywhere in the world, so it's easy to use. You can quickly add new users by just providing a login. So whoever you want to add in your database, you can give them a login password and username, so they can immediately log in and do their work immediately. So there is no installation needed on a local PC. Yes, P6 EPPM offers richer graphics and dashboards, but this software is geared towards the enterprise demands for portfolio management and multi-project environments. So P6 EPPM offers richer graphics and dashboards, but this software is geared towards the enterprise demands for portfolio management and multi-projects environments. Whatever version is selected, there should be training for users both in the tool and in the scheduling best practices. So whatever version you can select, but without training, it is not advisable to use this software. So scheduling practice should be there. P6 has rich functionality and effective training, considerably increasing productivity and user adoption. So what will happen is, if you have a training, it has effective increase your productivity to use the application. If you don't have the training, then you will be much less productive to use the application. So if you are running a project or program, either version of P6 are simply the best tools out there. So you can go for the EPPM or P6, but as a learner, we can go for P6 Professional, and because that is more effective and more speeder than EPPM software. So any questions related to Primavera P6?
There was a question raised by Zamri. Sir, what are the contents you're going to cover? How this is going to be different than YouTube videos?
What are the contents you're gonna cover? How this is gonna be different than YouTube videos?
Yes.
So,
Before that,
yeah.
1 second, sir. Before the contents, I can. We have 2 programs. I can. Sir, if you don't mind, can you allow me to share the screen?
I will stop my screen, so you can now share it.
All right. Okay. So I think you all are able to see my screen. So here we have 2 programs. One is the dual diploma in Primavera PC. In depth and C, we have planning and control. These are the subjects that will be covered, which we can cover this in 45 hours. And apart from that, we have the Oracle Primavera. This is also detailed in our website. So I can show you directly from our website itself. So at the moment, students, participants, we have discounted this pricing at 30,000, not 35. And the content, what we will be covering under the project planning is all detailed in our website that you can see. And also when you consider our post content in the Primavera P6, that is, these are the content that will be covered. So everything is listed in our website. At the moment, we are doing this course not at 35,000, 30,000. So previously we had it at that pricing. And also regarding the certification, we have a UK awarding body. So our first, the presenter will be our lecturer who will be doing this lecture series from Qatar itself. So any questions you all can ask.
Thank you, Lecturer Razmy. Can you say one example of the project, small project in this presentation that is we can gain more knowledge on this? Just simple example.
The question was not clear, sir. Did you hear the question?
Thanks, Nazir, for the basic introduction of the P6. Can you say one example of the project and how we can see the output, final output in that software?
Okay, so I will share the P6 software to everyone so they can see the interface and the projects that I have created for the other badges, that small projects that I can show them. So I will share the P6 screen with you. I think now you can see the Primavera P6 software. This is the interface of Primavera P6, and you can see these are the enterprise that you can create in Primavera P6 under Projects tab. And from here, you can see there are a lot of projects that have been created inside one enterprise. So that's what we said, that Primavera P6 can handle more than one project at a time. So for an example, I will open for you a power station construction project that we created for the last batch. So these are the activities that we created under power station construction project. So I will show you the WBS that we have created. You can see from because WBS, work breakdown structure, is the most important thing when you are creating a project, because as per the scope you need to divide work breakdown structure, and from the work breakdown structure you can add the activities for those segregated scope. So here you can see that we divided powerhouse area as one WBS, construction site as another WBS, component assembly as another WBS, HF4 storage tank area, plant substation area, and radiators area has been defined as a WBS for this project. After defining your WBS, then you will go to the activities and you will add the activities inside your WBS. So now you can see the project start date, it is showing 26th July, and project finish date is showing 19th January 2022. And you can see the budgeted total cost of this project is around $5.6 million. So this is the overview of creating one project. So the relationships also can be added in the activities. You can add finish to start, start to start, relationships from here. So it's a full monitoring tool that you have. You can add the resources as well here. If you have the resources, you can add the resources for the activities. So this project was started, created before learning the resources. That's why there is no resources. But here you can see the relationships for the activities and expenses also you can see here. So what are the expenses for each activities you can give to this project. So overall you can see the start, finish date and the budget for the project.
There is another question from Sanjika Sara. Can you give a small comparison between this and MS project?
That is a big, vast area to cover. We need another 1 hour to study what is MS project and what is Primavera P6.
Can you shortly, sir, explain why should we use P6 instead of MS project? That's widely used because in Sri Lanka, most of us we use MS project.
Yeah, just give me a second. I have a. mm, Okay, I have a table that I will share with you. So it's easy to understand what is the difference between Primavera versus MS project. You can see here, Primavera is a database-based project management software. So that I told you that you can use Primavera wherever you have access for internet. But the MS project software is a file-based project management software that is used only on one desktop. So Primavera will support unique ID features and helps projects using ID systems, because for activities we give unique activity IDs. For WBS we give unique WBS IDs. From this we can easily track the activities and we can see what is the issue with those activities. But in MS project it doesn't support unique ID features, and activity ID is based on the position of the activity. So it is an automatic ID generation from MS project. But in Primavera P6, that is a unique ID feature. So you can give a unique ID system for your activities. In engineering, you can give a system. Construction, you can give a system. Procurement, you can give a system. Testing and commissioning, you can give a separate system. So from this unique ID system, you are able to filter or identify the activities that are critical or delay in the project. The third one, it enables multiple users to work on a project and specify the features required to use. So as I told you earlier, it can be used by several users at the same time. But MS project, it does not enable multiple user access to work on a single project. So the fourth point, it supports creating multiple activity relationships, that are more than one type of relationship can be made between the activities. So if you want to start an activity, you can link more than 100 activities for one activity. You can say start to start, finish to start, finish to finish, or any kind of relationship that you can give in Primavera P6. But in MS project, it does not support such feature, but it can establish one type of relationship between activities. So in Primavera, you have option to give uh, um, what you call unlimited relationships, but in MS project you have only option to give one activity relation. So the fifth one, it enables users to create sub activities by breaking down the main activity into several steps along with start and finish dates. So I showed you earlier, you can divide your activities inside the WBS and you can give start and end dates for the activities. But in MS project, it does not allow such a function of creating sub activities. So you need to give only the main activities in MS project. So the sixth one, it supports unlimited baselines. It means you can go up to 3 baselines. You can maintain 3 baselines at a time to see your progress in the project. But MS project is restricted to 11 baselines. So you can see Primavera at a time you can use 3 baselines, but unlimited baselines can be created. But in MS projects only restricted to 11 baselines. And the seventh one, it allows issue and risk recording. So you can give constraints and risk for an activity to monitor your progress of your project. But in MS project, it lacks this feature of recording issues and risk of a project. So this is the main 7 differences. And I have another set of 5 items. That is, eighth one is the it allows activity sorting through various fields such as by activity ID date. But in MS project, it allows flexible activity control, which the individual activities can be moved from the position to positions to display. So in MS project, filtering is little harder, but in Primavera P6, you can filter the activity by ID, date, or you can sort by activity IDs or date. So this is more flexible to sort or filter the activities in Primavera P6. And it supports around 200 columns along with custom columns. Each columns provide useful information. So I showed you that in Primavera P6, there are many columns that we can add: start date, end date, budgeted cost, actual cost, percentage, planned, and earn value, total float. So many columns can be added in one sheet, but it supports around 40 columns only in MS project on the config part. So you can see the difference. You can add more than 200 in Primavera, and in MS project you have only limited to 40 columns. And it allows users to create a work breakdown structure to add the activities. This one we have discussed earlier, but in MS project, activities are made to appear like WBS. So MS project doesn't have option to create work breakdown structure, but in Primavera, it have an option to create a work breakdown structure, and you can add activities inside work breakdown structure. But in MS project, you don't have any option to create work breakdown structure, but activities will act like the WBS. And Primavera is best suited for developed countries, and MS project is suited for developing countries because of the price range that have. So in developing countries, they will not use unless a large organization purchase the Primavera P6. So the 12th one, it supports the progress spotlight feature to highlight table rows in a specific color. So there is an option called spotlight. It will highlight the critical activities to be focused on the project. But in MS project, it does not support any such feature. Rather, it allows creating filters for the same. So in one click, you can see the critical activities in Primavera P6, but in MS project, you need to go for some filters to filter those critical activities. So these are the main 12 points, that is advantages of Primavera and disadvantages of MS project.
I hope it cleared. And there's another question, sir, from Sandon Sara. Is there a way to use standard norms, HRS or BRS in P6 in cost estimation?
Is there a way to use standard norms, HRS or BRS in P6 in cost estimation? I think this is related to the productivity rates, I think. When I have the HRS means what I want to know what is HRS and BRS because I'm not familiar with this. Maybe this is used in QS terms.
I think Sandon Sitsara is not in the participants.
Okay, I will assume this as a productivity rates that they are asking to estimate the cost. Yes, you can add the cost based on the productivity, quantity, and resources, equipment, material. You can add the cost in Primavera P6. Yeah, building schedule rates. They are telling building schedule rate means the productivity rates or BOQ rates. You can add in Primavera P6. There is no issue in adding rates. As per the quantity, you can add the rates in Primavera P6.
HSR is highway schedule rates.
Yeah, I saw that message. So it is the productivity rates that we discussed, productivity rates or unit rates that it can be added in Primavera P6 based on the quantities. There is no issue.
Okay, so are there any more questions? If not, we can wind up the session for today. One more thing that we will be starting our how about classes per week? Okay, how many hours? Okay, so we will be starting our course first week of next month because our lecturer is based on Qatar. We will have our classes on Fridays evening, probably after 6, and then we will have 5 hours, 5 hours a week, or maybe 3 hours a week. So it is based basically on weekend or Fridays. There is another question, sir. And also, before moving on to the question, let me, the participants who have been here in the lecture series will have a 10% discount. So you all can show that you had been participated, and then you can claim the discount as well. And also, what are the requirements needs to become planning engineer other than P6 in Qatar?
What are the requirements needs to be become planning engineer other than P6 in Qatar? First, you should have a education background with a degree. It can be civil, mechanical, electrical, or any related engineering degree that you should have. After that, you can obtain the P6 training course because in Qatar, they use Primavera P6 commonly. So if you are coming as a planning engineer, you should have familiarized with the Primavera P6. So that's the 2 requirements that you should have when you are coming to Qatar. And any Middle East countries, that's the requirement. You should have a degree in engineering, any field with planning software knowledge.
Thank you. Apart and moreover, I would like to emphasize on our certification as well. Unlike other bodies, we are getting the certificate from UK itself. So it will be well recognized where you can attest it from British Council as well as our foreign ministry. So this is all you are getting it for the price that I had mentioned, 30,000. Whoever wants to follow with our lecturer, we have dual courses in project planning and control plus Primavera. Both of you can do both. So you'll get a dual qualification, 2 certification from UK, or else you can only follow the Primavera course. Either please you can send a WhatsApp message so that we can give you further details on the process of getting the admission. Yes, if yes, Rafi, thank you. We will be shortly sending the email, but I prefer because we do not want to send everybody the details because sometimes they might feel it's unnecessary. Therefore, if you are really interested, you can ping that WhatsApp number so that we can send you all the details. Yes, okay. If that's the case, I will send you the email. Anything else? If so, let's wind up the session then. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable time. Okay, before winding up, we have another question. Sir, can you see that? Sir, due to extra work, the baseline is a outage. Hence, how to claim off revised schedule which disrupted very resources of machinery.
Due to extra work, the baseline is outage. Hence, how to claim of revised schedule which disrupted very resources of machinery. I think the schedule they have developed first, it has been less resources. They didn't put enough resources on their baseline. Because of that, the program or the project has been delayed. So when you are creating a revised program, you need to add the required machinery or resources and schedule it again and present the resource histogram or the material, the machinery histogram to the client and get the approval. But normally, if it is the contractor's mistake, then they will not give you any claims on the delay because at the tender stage, you have given the resources, it can be achieve your target date. But when you are saying that it is delayed due to resources or machinery, client, I think sure they will not accept this one at the later stages of the project. So you can try, maybe you can go for the arbitration or any kind of discussions with the client and sort it out. Maybe it can be done, I think, if the client is flexible.
Okay. So thank you, everybody. So now let's wind up the session if you don't have any other queries. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable time and spending your time on lecturing us. Thank you so much, participants. Thank you for being here and listening to us patiently. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. And I hope all of you have gained some knowledge on today's webinar. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.